Hey everybody, welcome back to 50 Shades of Tay. It's me, Taylor. I just got back to where I'm staying from day 2 of CinemaCon. I can't believe how fast this is going. We're already at the halfway point. All that's left is Wednesday and Thursday. Whew. But today was better than yesterday, which is crazy because yesterday was already insane. And I feel like today blew yesterday out of the water. And I'm going to get right into it. I had so much fun today. Warner Brothers was the big presenter of the day. And things started off this morning with the state of the industry. And that took about half the time. And then the second half of the time was Warner Brothers. The state of the industry was nice. It started with a video presentation from James Cameron himself. And then they did a montage of great endings beginning here, and it was just like a lot of film endings. And then someone that I love and admire, they brought out the director of Smile, one of my favorite horror films in recent years. And he was talking about how in this last year in the theatrical experience, we have been to the beautiful magical world of Pandora and the beautiful magical world of New Jersey and Smile. So he was really funny and he was really well spoken, and it was just really nice to see him. And he spoke a little bit about the previous year, and then there was a look back at 2022 at the theaters. And then this was really fun. It was like a montage, maybe like 30 seconds per movie. It highlighted films such as Elvis, Black Adam, Fantastic Beasts, Wakanda Forever, Love and Thunder, Bullet Train, Uncharted, Minions, The Rise of Gru, Bad Guys, Super Pets, Puss in Boots, you guys. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I cheered so loud when they showed the Puss in Boots footage. I was so proud of Puss in Boots. Lightyear, The Batman, Multiverse of Madness, Morbius, which I was honestly a little bit caught off guard that they highlighted Morbius. I don't know why they did that, but they did. Triple R, Smile, Black Phone, Nope, Jurassic World Dominion, Top Gun Maverick, which got the loudest applause, the loudest cheer in the audience, just because of what it did for theaters and bringing back a huge demographic to the theaters. And it was just really cool to see how diverse the amount of films and the type of content that has been in theaters the past year has been, from animation to horror to comedies to action. Just really cool to see what we saw in theaters as a collective in 2022. So I took so many notes. And again, it's really funny because it's pitch black in the Celine Dion Theater where they have the CinemaCon presentations. So because it's pitch black, I can't see at all what I'm writing on my journal. So there's I only write like 2 or 3 words per page. I know, waste of paper, I'm sorry. But just so I don't write over, because day 1 I was writing sentences on top of sentences, and that's why Dumb Money comes out on, what was it, Rogan 19th or whatever? That was really funny. But there were some statistics that came up that I thought were really interesting when talking about the previous year. So there were 71 films in 2022 that were in 100 plus theaters. Oops. This is how you guys know I'm bad at math. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. There were 71 films in 2022 that were on 2,000 plus screens. That sounds a little more accurate. You did not come here for math, but I'm going to try. But in 2023, there are going to be 100 plus films that will be on 2,000 screens or more. So things are improving. Then they showed off that 9 out of 10 people are aware when a film is released theatrically. These are big words. It's 10:13. I had a few vodka pineapples, so bear with me, you guys. 9 out of 10 people are aware when a movie is released theatrically, which is really good. Just highlights the importance of the theatrical experience. As you guys know, huge supporter. And then 50% of people are more likely to watch a theatrically released film when they are on a streamer. So if you're on Netflix, you're on HBO Max, Hulu, whatever your streaming choice is, and you see a film that was released theatrically, people are 50% more likely to watch something that was theatrically released than something that just went straight to streaming. I thought that was pretty interesting. This state of the just like the state of the theaters and everything also highlighted the importance of cinema, the art of cinema, and just how, you know, filmmaking is the greatest art form of all time. It was just really, really interesting to hear. But I was having fun with this, but I got very excited when they moved into the Warner Brothers presentation, because that's what I was most looking forward to with this morning session. So it was called The Big Picture, CinemaCon 2023. And they brought out Jeff Goldstein and Andrew Cripps. They were dressed in all pink, and they came out to the song Barbie World, which this morning I woke up and I was like, oh yeah, today's Warner Brothers, we're going to get a look at Barbie. And we got a look at Barbie, you guys. And man, I was a little bit on the fence, but after today, I'm 100% on board with Barbie. Life in Plastic, it's fantastic. I am very looking forward to Barbie. They highlighted the recent success of Evil Dead Rise. I'll say it for you guys. Mommy's with the maggots now. It was just really cool to hear them shout out Evil Dead Rise, because it's something that's currently in theaters, and just that they were proud of it. Then there was a reel, like a sizzle reel, highlighting 100 years of Warner Brothers, which is mind-blowing to me that Warner Brothers is 100 years old. And it featured footage from Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, The Great Gatsby, Wonder Woman, Crazy Rich Asians, The Notebook, The Batman, A Star is Born, The Wizard of Oz. And then what was really nice too was when it got to the DC stuff, it was like a supercut, like a transition of all the different Superman we've had, Batman we've had, multiple Jokers. And then it ended with Now to Discover the Future. And that was crazy because I thought we were just looking back. And when it ended with Now to Discover to the Future, it showed off really, really brief looks. And just some of them were even just like title cards for Wonka, The Flash, Barbie, Aquaman 2, The Color Purple, Dune Part 2, Blue Beetle, The Nun 2, Furiosa, The Conjuring, and The Batman 2. And then they brought out David Zaslav. And it was funny because everyone looked at me because if you know, what was it, like 2 weeks ago now? I read David Zaslav's quote from his, you know, his little speech that he had when they unveiled the new name of their streaming service. And they were changing the game by going from HBO Max to Max, and how it was their rendezvous with destiny. So everyone was looking at me. But I thought his presentation, his speech was very well spoken. There was no shenanigans about rendezvousing with destiny. And he thanked his team. He thanked all the filmmakers, the distributors, the exhibitioners. Flipping the page. And he spoke about DC and James Gunn and Peter Safran. He said they're extraordinary. He was talking about James Gunn working on the Superman script, which I was very excited to hear about. And he was saying that when he was speaking with James Gunn and Peter Safran, how the characters in the DC universe are like family to them, and how he wants James and Peter to take their family around the world. So that was just really fun and really exciting, honestly, for me to hear, because I am so curious about how this new DC 10-year slate is going to play out, and very looking forward to it. And he re-emphasized that they believe anything is possible, and multiple times said that Warner Brothers does not want to do any direct-to-streaming movies, which I'm very happy to hear that as well. And he was saying that they are in no rush to bring movies to Max. And when he was saying Max, I was like, we're really going with that. I mean, it's too late now. But he said the plan is theatrical, have a long theatrical window, then the digital and home market, so renting on iTunes, you know, purchasing it digitally, and then to put it on Max and stream. And he was talking about how you get a bump from each thing. So you get the theatrical release, then a bump from the digital and home release, and then another bump on streaming, which I 100% agree. You should do it this way. It just brings that prestige to the films and the awareness to the films and the audience to the films. And he was saying that they have never felt stronger about the theatrical experience and how the film industry brings people together. He said it's a good business to be in the film, going to theaters, the theatrical experience. And he was saying people need to escape and to be inspired. So Zaslav was saying that this year they have 16 movies going to theaters and that they want to do more than 20. But something that like blew my mind too, which I knew this, but hearing it in context, like, hey, we have 16 films going to theaters this year. He brought up that back in the 1930s when the Warner Brothers started, they did over 100 movies a year. So just think, going from 100 movies a year to just 16, that blows my mind. But he was saying that they need to innovate the experience and to bring people back to the theaters, and that Warner Brothers Discovery is a storytelling business, and that's what they do, is storytelling, which I agree. And then one of his like parting remarks really stuck with me. I made sure to write it down. He said, what stories are we going to tell and what impact are they going to have? And he said that's what they're ultimately going to be judged on. So Zaslav also, before he left the stage, mentioned that he has seen The Flash 3 times, which now I can say, you guys, it's Tuesday. There we go with math. I guess weekdays are math, right? It's Tuesday, April 25th, 10:21 p.m., and I have seen The Flash. I'll get into that soon. But Zaslav himself, at this point, had seen The Flash 3 times. He said it's the best superhero movie he had ever seen, and that he believes in karma, hard work, and being kind. I want to immediately just go into what happened next. This blew my mind. So I knew they were doing a Color Purple update based on the musical, but I did not know they were going to bring out the legend, Oprah Winfrey, at CinemaCon today. They brought out Oprah Winfrey. And not only did they bring out Oprah, who is one of the producers of The Color Purple, but they had her do a sit-down interview with some of the cast members. And to be in the presence of Oprah, first of all, is mind-blowing, right? But to be in the presence of Oprah during an interview, a sit-down interview when she's in her element, I have some notes that I need to take because Oprah is just a legend. And one day, I'm telling you guys, one day I'll be there. But how inspiring not only to see Oprah, but to be in the presence of her as she did what she does best and have a conversation with people. The Color Purple is a bold new take on the beloved classic. And she said, and it's interesting, so Oprah said this, and also several cast members said this, that it was a full circle moment for them to be involved in this project. And for Oprah, for those of you that don't know, in the original film of The Color Purple, that was her very first acting role. And so there we go, full circle moment, but all these years later to do this adaptation based on the musical. Almost every single person, also I made sure to underline this and to really emphasize, brought up the magical realism of this film. And they were saying it's some of the best actors they have ever seen. Every single person said what an incredible experience this was to work on this. And they brought up another collaborator on this, Steven Spielberg. Very exciting. I was really hoping Steven Spielberg would have appeared with Oprah, but he did not. That would have been, I don't know if I would have been here right now. I would have just like died. Would have just turned into dust. But seeing Oprah was lit. And they talked about how this movie is about finding your voice, your family, and breaking through obstacles that hold you down. And Oprah said this is a celebration of sisterhood and inner strength. Then we were treated to the first ever look at The Color Purple. And I don't know. I haven't honestly had a chance yet because I've been busy all day. I haven't had a chance to see if this first look has been made public or not yet. It looks incredible. I cannot wait. I went from being interested in this, obviously, but now I'm like, heavily anticipating this. It's a Christmas Day release. And something that Oprah said, and Robert Meyer Burnett and I, we were sitting next to each other. We looked at each other during this. She said she's going to make it one of her picks. And she was saying what she wants people to do is buy tickets to this film for their friends, for their family, and to wrap them in a purple bow and then give them to people as a Christmas gift. And I was like, damn, there you go. That is like, how much more of an endorsement could you need? But this adaptation of the Color Purple musical stars Charles P. Henson, Danielle Brooks, who I love, you know, from Peacemaker, from Orange is the New Black, her, Halle Bailey, and the feature debut of Fantasia, which they emphasized. Fantasia is a singer. She came to prominence from American Idol. But something that was interesting was, so they emphasized several times that it's her feature debut, but Danielle Brooks, who I didn't realize this, it's also her feature debut. She brought it up herself during the Q&A, and I was just like, oh, wow. Because I feel like, you know, I've seen her on Peacemaker, I've seen her on Orange is the New Black. I feel like she's been in my life for years now, but her feature debut as well. So honestly, during this Q&A with Oprah Winfrey and the cast members, you could just tell that every single person involved in this film has so much respect for this source material and how deeply connected they are to this film and what it meant to them growing up. And everyone had like unique stories to tell and unique connections to this. I thought it was really cool to hear. Taraja was talking about how she originally passed on auditioning for like I believe she said on Broadway, but I'll just say, just to be safe, a stage adaptation of this film, because she didn't know her voice would be able to carry and hold out doing several showings of this film, or of this stage production. So she wanted to do this film when the opportunity came back around to audition for this again. She wanted to do the film version as a one and done. She's like, yeah, my voice can handle that. It's a one and done. Just do it, sing it, be done with it. I thought that was really funny. Honestly, that's my vibe. I'd be like, yeah, I don't know that I can do it every night on a stage in front of an audience and my voice, but to do it on film and then it's there forever. I felt her when she said that, and everyone on stage looked gorgeous, but her hairstyle, everything, she just looked beautiful. Danielle Brooks, I thought this was interesting too. I did not know this. Played this character before for 1 year in 2015 on Broadway. And Fantasia, she made people in the audience cry. I did not know this about her, but she has such a deep connection with this source material as well. She was saying that people will come to this movie who are hurt and that this movie will heal them. And when I heard that, I was like, damn, if that's not one of the key reasons to go to the movies, if that's not, you know, a reason enough, I don't know what else to tell you. But we went from the stage was purple, my favorite color, purple. We went from the purple stage, all of a sudden it turned pink. And I looked, on one side of me, I had Chris Carr. I had Chris next to me. And I knew exactly what was coming. I was sending her memes all morning of Barbie because I'm so curious about this movie. But now after seeing this extended trailer and new footage, I am so excited for Barbie. But let me tell you guys, my mind melted like a Barbie in the heat. Well, not like a Barbie in heat, but a Barbie in the heat. I had to emphasize in the heat. My mind melted when they brought out Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling, and America Ferrera to present this new look at Barbie, along with director Greta Gerwig. Four icons. Margot Robbie, I love her. Ryan Gosling, I don't even, what? You guys think I'm going to say I'm not in love with him? What? David's over there. What? He's so far away right now. He can't. Oh, you can hear me? Oh, he's nodding. Oops. All right, America Ferrera. I love America. She's great. I have been obsessed with her from Superstore. A few years ago, I went to LA Pride and she was one of the speakers, and she gave a really, really emotional speech at LA Pride, and I love her. And then Greta Gerwig on the stage, just to see the four of them lined up presenting Barbie was incredible. And I gotta tell you guys, out of those four superstars, Ryan Gosling stole the show. He was hilarious. And first of all of them looked incredible. All their outfits, all their not costumes, but just like they looked what they were there to present. Like Margot Robbie had a really nice pink outfit, and Ryan Gosling had pink, and then he had a shirt in the Barbie font, but it said Greta Gerwig instead of Barbie. He said up until making this movie, he only knew Ken from afar and not from within. And I was laughing so hard when he said that. But what's awesome is he said he doubted his Kenergy, which I feel like he needs to trademark. Kenergy? I've never heard that in my life. But when he said it, I was like busting up. And he also said that Margot and Greta conjured this performance out of him. So that was pretty fun to hear. And then America Ferrera, she was asked about her relationship with Barbie growing up, and she admitted she wasn't really a Barbie girl growing up. And she talked about her involvement in this film and how there were moments when she was reading the script and she didn't know if she was laughing or crying. And by the time she finished reading this script, she was a Barbie girl. And I thought that was sweet to go from someone who, you know, maybe isn't the biggest Barbie fan to reading the script and then being won over. That's awesome. And Margot Robbie, she also had a really fun story talking about how people from other sets where they were filming Barbie would come to the Barbie set just because it was so much fun to be on that set. And I didn't write this down because I already knew. I was like, this is going to stick with me. But she was saying that one of the Fast and Furious movies was also filming on the same lot. People from Fast and the Furious were coming over to the Barbie location just to check it out. She was making jokes about how all of a sudden they were just like not random, but there were like more and more men who were just finding any excuse to be on set of Barbie. And something else that was incredible that they brought up was the people who worked on the Batmobile in last year's The Batman, the Matt Reeves, Robert Pattinson, The Batman, also worked on the cars for the Barbie film. And so they were joking about how, you know, after working with like all these dark, moody, just black colors, how thrilled everyone must have been to go into the bright pink. So that was pretty fun. Margot Robbie summed up Barbie as a dopamine hit. And Ryan Gosling finished things off by saying, I feel like I finally know what Dorothy felt like. Honestly, I should have made a video about this. I'm sure people know by now, but when I first saw the first trailer for Barbie, there are so many parallels between what were being shown in Barbie and The Wizard of Oz. There's a part where she's driving the car, and I believe it's a pink road, but it looks like a yellow brick road, just painted pink, so a pink brick road. And then there's a part where I believe she's driving in front of a movie theater, and there's posters of different characters from The Wizard of Oz. And so I honestly am going into this still, even after seeing this extended look, thinking maybe this is going to be a kind of play on The Wizard of Oz, a little bit. But then they premiered this new extended trailer, and it started off with a new Dua Lipa song, which I instantly recognized because I love Dua Lipa. She's in this film, still haven't seen her, but to hear this new song, and then Kate McKinnon, you guys, because we already know from the first trailer, Kate McKinnon from SNL fame is in this movie. Aw, June. But she plays Weird Barbie, and the scene of her is hilarious. It's kind of reminiscent of The Matrix, just in a Barbie world. And there's a tagline sprinkled throughout this trailer. And it says, if you love Barbie, if you hate Barbie, this movie is for you. How fun. This movie comes out July 21st. Barbie, I can't wait. I want to cosplay, but what? What am I supposed to do? Wax my legs? How do you cosplay for Barbie? I don't know. I guess I could wear all pink. I could do it. I have a pink tie. Great. I have a pink tie, but no dad to teach me how to tie my tie, so I could wear it untied. So the stage at CinemaCon went from purple for the color purple to pink for Barbie, and then it changed into a chocolatey goodness for Wonka. You guys, Timothée Chalamet, my boy, Timmy. I already spoiled this earlier when Robert Meyer Burnett and I, we did our own quick little video in front of the Transformers talking about some of the stuff we were shown at the Warner Brothers panel. They brought out Timothée Chalamet on stage. And Chris had to make sure I was okay. I thought I was going to need my inhaler. I love Timothée Chalamet. Hey, Timmy. This movie comes out December 15th. And they said that we were the first in the world to see this specific footage. It was an extended trailer. It's from the director of Paddington and the producer of Harry Potter. So it's already, look at that talent. Director of Paddington, producer of Harry Potter, Timothée Chalamet. It's the story of how Willy became Wonka and just how he invented the different chocolates and candies. And we got the first look. I don't think I knew this. Who was going to play the Oompa Loompas? Hugh Grant. You guys, Hugh Grant as an Oompa Loompa. I can't even imagine now anyone else playing an Oompa Loompa in this film, because it just like blew my mind seeing him, and it was hilarious, and it teased a musical number, and I'm so curious if they're gonna go. He pulled out a little flute and was talking about how he was gonna play a musical number, and then how it's gonna be like an earworm and stuck in his head, and then Timmy was like, I don't know that I need to hear that. I'm so curious. Is it gonna be one of the classic songs, an original song? I cannot wait. So Timothée Chalamet said that this is a dream come true for him, and that Wonka in this film is youthful, hopeful, and full of optimism and hope. And then he was talking about how amazing it was to work with Rowan Atkinson, Mr. Bean, you guys, for those of you who know Mr. Bean, Olivia Colman, and that it was a trip seeing Hugh Grant as an Oompa Loompa. He talked about how he ate too much chocolate on the set of this movie. And then he also said something we haven't seen yet, not in the footage that was shown today. He said he swam in a lot of chocolate, like actual chocolate. He went swimming in chocolate. So I'm very curious to see that. So then things got a little bit ridiculous, and we transitioned from Wonka into the Meg 2, The Trench. I honestly had so much fun with the first Meg, just because it's like ridiculous, right? A giant shark. But this was the world premiere of the trailer, and it starts with the lizard. It's kind of like in Star Wars when they're underwater and like one fish eats another fish, and everything gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So it was like a lizard got eaten by a bigger lizard, got eaten by a T-Rex, got eaten by the Meg. A T-Rex, you guys, got eaten by the Meg. I was busting up. This movie looks lit. It looks so much fun. And this movie comes out in August, and it's going to be available to see in 3D, which I think I'm going to have to. It was scored, the trailer was scored by Barracuda, and I couldn't tell, but I was like pretty sure it was the Fergie version from Shrek. In one of the Shrek films, Fergie does a cover of Barracuda. So let's hope, because, you know, if someone said, what is the Meg franchise universe missing, I would say Shrek. So then we moved on to horror, and The Nun 2. So the first Nun, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm not really a big fan of the first Nun. I love the look of the character, I love the mythology, I love the Conjuring universe, right? The first Nun wasn't my favorite horror film. However, The Nun 2, looks so good, and I'm hoping it delivers on this. So it showed like a little bit of like flashes of the nun character, and then all of a sudden the lights in the Colosseum were like risen a little bit, and I was like, oh, that's weird, like, are we gonna take a break or something? And all of a sudden, you guys know from earlier, I'm not good at math. I said the movie is what, in 100 theaters, but I would say maybe like a dozen people dressed as nuns came out and were like dispersing through the different aisles of the Colosseum. It was pretty spooky. Then it went pitch black again, and then they showed an extended trailer. Comes out this fall. I can't wait. It looks fun. Chris was next to me, and she was scared. I'll be honest, she was scared. But it looks great. It looks miles better than what we got last time. So then, after this extended look, they brought out Storm Reed. One sec, sorry. Storm Reed, who was just in Missing. And she talked about how it was filmed in a real abandoned church in France. Isn't that fun? That's like my dream. Hey, you want to be in a horror film? Yes. Hey, you want to be in a horror film that's filmed in an abandoned church in France? Yes. Sign me up. And they talked about how this movie will... Oh, I wrote this in the dark. This movie will what? Share more? I think it says share more pieces of the Conjuring universe. And it's going to go deeper into the mythology of the Conjuring franchise. So that was good to hear, because Conjuring films are very fun for me. Love them. And just to hear that we're going to get more pieces of the universe and go deeper into the mythology. That, yes, sign me up. And speaking of being signed up, Dune Part 2. I saw the first Dune in theaters in Prime twice, and I almost went a third time. I listened to that score on repeat for weeks. I love the first Dune. I just transfixed the whole film. And not just because of Timothée Chalamet. I know what I said earlier, but they brought out Timothée Chalamet again. I got to see him twice, you guys. He came out again. But this time, ooh, I almost got a paper cut. Fuck. This time he brought out Zendaya with him. And Denis Villeneuve, director of Dune Part 2. And it was really fun to hear them talk about the addition of the new cast members, Austin Butler, Florence Pugh. And Denis Villeneuve was saying that he is really proud of what Austin brought to the film, and that Florence Pugh is a key player in this movie. So I just cannot wait. One of the funniest things that happened all day was Denis Villeneuve talked about how, like, they were saying, like, what's something that's different from the first Dune to this one? And Denis said that Timothy came back with a lot more knowledge about chocolate. And I almost died. That is hilarious. In between shooting Dune and Dune Part 2, Timothy learned more about chocolate. That was hilarious. They described Dune Part 2 as action-packed, more dense, all new locations, all new sets, everything is new. So this, to me, is outstanding news. The first Dune, they said, was about 40% IMAX. This, Dune Part 2, full IMAX. The whole film, start to finish, full IMAX, you guys. I can't wait. I'm so excited. So next up, we have James Gunn and Peter Safran. James Gunn, unfortunately, was not able to attend CinemaCon in person for a couple of reasons. One, he is currently, in his words, supporting Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and then also working on that Superman script. But he had a cute little video just thanking people for the support of Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and just about how happy he was that he said his better half, Peter Safran, was there at CinemaCon to talk about this upcoming slate. They mentioned The Flash, Blue Beetle, and Aquaman 2, and how this is going to lead perfectly into 2024. And Peter Safran walked out. I know exactly what I wrote. Like, I can't read it because it was pitch black, but I know exactly what it is, because Peter Safran walked out on stage to the Peacemaker song. And I was so excited because I honestly thought there was like a teeny tiny chance that they were gonna dance, but they didn't. That's okay. Next year they'll dance. But first up was Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. There was a video message from James Wan, which was very exciting for me to see as a horror fan. James Wan, love him. And he described Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom as an action adventure, but with a bromance. So I'm looking forward to that. And then that was immediately followed by a video message from Jason Momoa, and he was thanking everyone for making Aquaman the highest grossing DC film of all time. And then that led into the trailer, and this movie, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, will be coming out on Christmas. The trailer was good. I liked it. What I'm a little bit nervous about with Aquaman 2, the suspense, is it killing you? I took a pause, took a sip. I'm a little nervous because it looks like it could be a little bit reminiscent of what we just went through with Quantumania, where it's a group of actors in a volume. I don't know that they use the volume for Aquaman 2, but just it's very CGI heavy. Obviously Atlantis, underwater stuff. Just a little nervous that it's going to be what people had, including myself, an issue with Quantumania. But I'm still optimistic about it. I'm still looking forward to it. It's cool because Nicole Kidman, she's going to be in this film, and I joke about this all the time, but there's going to be a point where there's an entire generation of kids who do not know Nicole Kidman from her impressive, amazing, impeccable, decade-spanning career. and they say, "Oh, the lady from the AMC ads is going to be in this film." That's good. We're like 3 years from that happening. I mean, maybe it happens already. I don't know math. Next up, Blue Beetle. And this is being described as an incredibly fun action adventure, entirely fresh superhero, and they think audiences are going to fall in love with him. They brought out the director and 2 stars. They talked about how this film is different because of the conflict, the gravity of family, and the situation is something we can all relate to. So what was really interesting was the director of Blue Beetle was talking about how the family is complicit in his entire journey because, and they showed this in the trailer that's already been released, the first trailer, the scarab chooses and latches onto him in front of the whole family for the first time. So from that moment on, the family's involved, which is kind of fun because if you think about it, a lot of comic book films, the character has to keep their powers or their identity hidden from their loved ones, their family, their friends. So it's kind of like a refreshing thing to know, oh yeah, the family is going to be in on this, and complicit is exactly what the director said. And he was also going on to say that the family is not just placeholders, and they have heroic arcs in the film. So that's very fun to hear. And he also talked about how he created a new city for the DC canon and how it was like very neon and just like a very fresh take. And I'm honestly very, very much looking forward to Blue Beetle. And this is another film that was originally going to go straight to streaming, and then they changed their mind, thankfully, and now it's going to get a full theatrical release. If you guys saw, so this morning, very early, I want to say like, honestly, even before 8 a.m., I did a walkthrough of the CinemaCon lobby, and one of the things on display is the Blue Beetle costume. The problem is the glass case that it's in is very, very reflective, and there's a lot of light up posters and lights and just stuff going on around it. So you don't get like the clearest shot of it. But if you're curious about Blue Beetle, about the costume, if you go to my 2023 CinemaCon lobby walkthrough, you can see the costume for Blue Beetle, and it's very cool. Love the color, love the textures. It's very cool. Then they gave us an extended trailer, and I can't wait. I honestly cannot wait. And then this was a little interesting to me. They finished off talking about the DC slate with The Flash. They brought out Andy Muschietti, which was amazing to see him. And it was just interesting to me because at this point we were just like 3 or 4 hours away from seeing the full Flash film anyways. But they showed us the new trailer, which I do know is available now publicly. So if you haven't had a chance yet, there is a brand new trailer for The Flash that is out. The trailer is awesome. I loved the trailer. But I just thought it was an interesting choice. Like, hey, we're about to show you the movie in like 3 hours. By the way, here's a trailer, a brand new trailer for it. I get it, but it was also just like, it was interesting. So one of the questions that was asked to Andy Muschietti was, how did you get Michael Keaton back for this film? And Andy joked, we bought him lunch. I thought it was really funny. But he did say, yeah, we did. We had a really nice lunch, and then it just went from there. And that Keaton was thrilled with the script. And he wanted to know where we would find Bruce 30 years later. So I thought, that's pretty cool to know that he didn't just take this, because, oh, it's okay, yeah, I'm ready to come back. But like, he was thrilled with the script and curious and invested in where this character that he played all these years ago, where he is now. So then they premiered that new Flash trailer. And I wrote down some stuff about the trailer, but it's like, well, the trailer's out now, so it's like, is it even worth talking about? The film releases June 16th, but what I was very excited about was the line in the trailer, which you guys hopefully have seen by now, where Keaton goes, you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Whew, you guys, I'll get into, actually, that's the end of the Warner Brothers presentation. So then there was a break, and I walked around, I had some lunch, and then I went to the first ever public screening of The Flash. And I am not able to review it yet because the review embargo is still in place. However, I did put out my social media reaction on my Twitter, and then I screenshot it and put it on my Instagram. I am very proud because I did it the second the film ended. And by the time I walked out of the Coliseum back into like the casino, the Hollywood Reporter had picked up my tweet and put it out and included it in their article of people who were just giving their social media reaction. So I was very appreciative of that. And I'm loading my tweet now just to look at it. So far it has over 13,000 impressions. So that's very nice that the Hollywood Reporter picked that up. Thank you guys. Huge fan, obviously. But I will read you guys what I wrote because I'm not able to review it yet, but I am able to give just a quick social media reaction. I put, "The Flash was incredible, full of heroes, heart, humor, and hope." That's that alliteration for you guys. I went to, for those of you that don't know, I went to college for journalism, and one of my favorite things I learned was alliteration, especially in headlines. So heroes, heart, humor, hope. There you go. That's 4 in a row. I did cry several times. Wow. I can't even believe some of what I saw on the big screen. Y'all are in for a treat. And that's honestly, I know, I'm sorry, but that's honestly all I'm really allowed to say at this point. But I will say after my friend Christian Harloff, he and I were talking, and we decided to film a really fun, like out of the theater, just social media reaction, basically just reiterating what I just read to you guys. But it was funny the way we did it because I started it out solo, and then I was like, "Oh, by the way, I'm not alone." And then he hopped in, and then he said a few things like basically what he had said in his social media reaction, and then he hopped out. And it was funny because like I knew he was gonna like hop in and hop out, but like when I was like, "Wow, he left," I was like, just like my dad, he was like dying but off camera, and I was like, "Man, I wish I could have gotten his reaction to that joke." But I will show you guys something incredible. I did not know we were going to get this. After the screening of The Flash, they handed out these comic books. So it's The Flash, the fastest man alive, but it's the CinemaCon Special Edition #1. And then on the back, it's the logo. It says Worlds Collide, June 16th, with the brand new Warner Brothers 100 logo. And just incredible that I have this. I can't wait to take it home and put it in a bag and board because I get really paranoid with all my comics. So I need to take very good care of it. But just, wow, what an incredible day. I said this earlier in my video with Robert Meyer Burnett when we just did like a quick little recap in the limo lot where the Transformers were. I just said, yesterday was incredible for me. Day 1 of CinemaCon was incredible. Sony, I thought, was amazing, but today Warner Brothers, and I'll reemphasize this, kicked Sony's ass. I'll just be honest. Bringing out Oprah, bringing out Timothée Chalamet, bringing out Denis Villeneuve, America Ferrera, Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling, Greta Gerwig. It was just like nonstop, just crazy news footage. Just such a fun day. And something else today happened. After I finished filming with Christian Harloff, I was walking with Logan to go hang out at one of the after party actually put on by Fandango, which was a lot of fun. And so all week long, I know it's all week, so it's only been 2 days, but I've been meeting a ton of you, and it makes me so happy, and it means the world to me to hear people who enjoy it. Hearing you guys say Taylor's Takes to me, I don't know, blows my mind. In college, I had a column on our school newspaper, The Courier, called Taylor's Takes. And now, I don't want to say all these years later because I'm not that fucking old, but moments later, there we go, moments later, now I have a YouTube channel where I have Taylor's Takes, and just hearing you guys say that you enjoy them and that you like them, it's been really fun. I've been taking a lot of selfies with you guys too. What I want to do is maybe, I've been saving them on my phone too. So what I want to do is maybe like at the end of the week, just do like a collage of something on my Instagram and Twitter, just like how fun it was to meet everyone. But Brian came up to me and he asked me, he was the first person ever to ask me for my autograph, which blew my mind. But it wasn't just any autograph, you guys. He brought me a Shrek DVD to sign. And I was like, wow, I have to like commemorate this occasion, right? The first ever autograph, and it's a Shrek DVD. Like, who could ask for anything more, right? So I had Logan film it, and that video is also available up on my channel. Very fun. So thank you so much, Brian. That was such a fun interaction. Just very nice to meet you. I appreciate it. check out his YouTube channel. I shout it out, or he shouts it out in our video. So today, just today alone, on day 2 of CinemaCon 2023, I have a CinemaCon 2023 lobby walkthrough. So if you want to see posters, artwork, cardboard cutouts that will be put on display in all these different theaters, check that out. That also includes the look at the Blue Beetle costume. Then, a couple hours later, Rob and I filmed our Warner Brothers CinemaCon presentation recap. It's just a quick 4-minute video where we just talked about some of the highlights of our day. Then Christian Harloff and I filmed the Flash social media reaction together. You guys, that's incredible. It already has 2.5 thousand views. So I guess I don't need to tell you guys. You guys know it's out there. But thank you guys for checking that out. Thank you to Christian for joining me for that. I appreciate that so much. And then my first ever autograph of a Shrek DVD that's also available. So I hope you guys are enjoying all this content. Just the support, the response, everything I keep saying week, but it's literally Monday, Tuesday. So this past couple days has been incredible and insane and emotional, and just thank you guys all so much from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate it, and I hope you guys are enjoying everything. And tomorrow is day 3. Actually, I might as well, because I do like previewing what's to come. So tomorrow is day 3 of CinemaCon. Tomorrow will be Wednesday. So let me just pull up my schedule. I have it on my phone. I have the app. They have a really nice, if you're at CinemaCon, because I know a lot of you are, there's a really nice CinemaCon app you can download, and it gives you the daily schedule. So tomorrow, Wednesday, April 26th, I'm going to go to a few things in the morning, but the main thing tomorrow kicks off at 9:30 a.m. Walt Disney Studios invites you to its 2023 presentation highlighting its upcoming releases and schedule, followed by a special advanced screening of The Boogeyman, the Stephen King adaptation. Chris is not looking forward to this, but I am. You guys know I am so looking forward to this, and I hope that Stephen King comes out to present this. Cannot wait. That one, I believe also there is a review embargo in place. I do not know if they're going to lift the social media reaction for it. I hope so, because then I could just put out some quick thoughts. Very looking forward to this film. Then there's going to be the lunch at the trade show, followed by at 4 p.m. Universal Pictures and Focus Features invite you to a special presentation of footage from their upcoming slate. So that'll be from 4 p.m. to 6:15, and then ending tomorrow. Oh, nice! It's a nice early evening because your boy's a little sleepy. Is a dinner party. CinemaCon celebrates Transformers: Rise of the Beasts, and this will be at Caesar's Palace, which is where CinemaCon is taking place, at the main entrance limo lot. That is where Rob and I filmed our video earlier today in front of those giant Transformers. So it's going to be really fun to celebrate this upcoming Transformers film that looks incredible. Can't wait to see more footage and see what else they have in store for us. So I will see you guys again tomorrow, Wednesday, April 26th for day 3 of CinemaCon. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to check this out. If you've made it this far, we're 48 minutes in. Please just take a moment to like this video, leave some comments about which of the films I talked about that you're most excited about, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye.